Alright, this is going to be another draft of Gute RX Therapeutic Fitness Regimen for my trainers, and it's a Sunday, 140 degrees outside, so I figured I'll get this done today. And so we're going to basically do a front view, the best you can see my entire body. I'm going to do just a few repetitions of each exercise kind of in slow motion so you can actually have time to practice them and see the movements and feel what you should be doing. And so with this regimen, we're going to think, we're going to do it a few different ways. We're going to do it one repetition of each all the way through. And I may have you guys do that, like 3 to 5 rounds. So it'll be just almost like a constant movement of one exercise to the next. We do 1 rep, next exercise, 1 rep. That'll be one regimen. I may pick one of you guys to teach it like that. Then I'm going to have you do it for 30 seconds a piece for each exercise, and then a minute for each exercise. And then once people graduate from that, we would actually have them have ankle weights and dumbbells to make it harder. And 2 of my fitness training buddies through the years did it with the dumbbells and the ankle weights, and it ended up being about a 7 to 8 out of 10 difficulty regimen, which is what I want to be with any kind of personal training. So that would be the ultimate goal. And you can kind of write that down. So it'll be 1 repetition of each all the way through the regimen, maybe 3 to 5 rounds, 30 seconds of each with a 10-second rest in between, a minute of each with a 10-second rest in between, and then phase 4 again with the ankle weights and dumbbells, probably a minute of each with a 10-second rest in between. And that'll be the entire regimen. I was thinking of a plyo version of it, but probably not. There's so many other things we can do with plyo besides this regimen. Alright, so we're thinking first exercise, mini squat neutral position again. If you can't see it, the toes point straight ahead, feet are shoulder width apart, knees are unlocked 15 to 30 degrees, core is contracted, weight on the hips, chest up, upper back straight, kind of gently straight, chin in, and shoulder blades sitting back. So we're just kind of relaxed in a position where we feel like we're grounded, right? So 6 direction hip weight shift, left hip, right hip, forward to the toes, backward to the heels, full clockwise circle, full counterclockwise circle, left, right, forward, backward, full circle, and full circle the other way. And just keep recontracting that core with each rep. Again, 1 more. Left, right, forward, backward, full circle, full circle. So again, that is 6 direction hip weight shift, closed chain. The feet are fixed. That means closed chain. We're not doing any, kicks out in the air yet. Closed chain hip weight shifting, very good for hip and core co-contraction. Teaching people how to stabilize their hips, building the hips, add dumbbells in it in a personal training regimen. It becomes a hip strengthening exercise, and that's why we do that. All right, number 2, 3-angle step alternating sides. So remember your 3-angle step versus the 3-angle lunging. 3-angle step, the knee is straight. 3-angle lunging, you actually bend about 30 to 45 degrees. So we're in a little mini squat again, forward step, lateral step, backward step, and then you switch legs and do the same thing. So again, forward step, backward step, lateral step, backward step, forward step, lateral step, backward step, right? I'm trying to stay back in the room so you can actually see some of my legs anyway. So that's the 3-angle step again. Forward step, knee straight, hip contracts. Lateral step, knee straight, hip contracts. Backward step, hip contracts. Forward step, lateral step, and backward step. So when the knee is straight and it hits the ground, maybe there's a little bit of a slight give in it, but it's not a lunge. You want to feel the hip squeeze as the foot hits the ground. Just like when you take a step, you should feel like the hip contracts when you're walking forward. And that when you step through your leg, your hip contracts as a unit. And that glute muscle powers you forward. So that's why the knee is straight with the 3-angle stepping, alternating sides number 2. Feeling the hip contract more than the quad and hamstring. Alright, so then the next one would be, again, the 3-angle lunging, alternating sides. So the difference with that is we go into more of a lunge. Same 3 directions as number 2. 3-angle step, 3-angle lunge, forward lunge, lateral lunge, backward lunge, back to neutral, forward lunge, backward lunge, back to neutral. And that's the 3-angle lunge. So more of a lunge, more quad and hamstring co-contraction. These little things I'm saying about the exercise, we're going to have a test on that, so I know you guys know what you're talking about when you start teaching it. So again, the difference between the step and the lunge would be the step is going to activate more hip, and the lunge is going to activate more quad and hamstring and get you a little bit lower into center of gravity and into your grounding. All right. Number 4, 6 direction hip kicking, alternating sides. So that's when we get a little bit, iffy with people balancing on one foot. So we're thinking. Again, I'm trying to stay back as far as I can without kicking the back of the wall either. So, forward kick, side kick, cross kick. Forward, wait a second, I messed that up, alright. So neutral again, forward kick, backward kick, side kick, cross kick, circle in kick, circle out kick, alright? So remember the circles, the leg is on like a front side angle. Remember the exercise where we're lifting the arms out here? It's the same plane as that exercise but for the leg, right? So again, forward kick, backward kick, side kick, cross kick, circle out kick, circle in kick, alright? So it's 6 directions. As best you can, co-contract that core. When you're balancing on one foot, people want to lean to that one side of their arm. Just say, focus on that core contraction when you balance on that foot, right? And then the leg you're balancing on can be a little bit bent, and that gets you more stability too. So that's something to think about. So that would be just a nice progression into the next exercise. All right, so we're thinking number 5, diagonal kicking, alternating sides. Remember that one is the same as diagonal 1, number 24 for the arms. So diagonal kick, we go forward this way plane to backward that way plane, like half of an X. Forward, backward, and back to the middle. So when you come forward, your toes are kind of pointing out. When you come backwards, your toes are pointing down and in a little bit, and then back to the middle. All right, so we're seeing number 6, sitting on stool mini squatting. So we're back in neutral. Contract that core. We're 15 degrees bent in our neutral position, 15 to 30 degrees max of knee bend. And we just go maybe 45 to 60 degrees on the mini squat and back up. Recontract that core, and you squat and back up. And you squat and back up. So core contraction, unlocked knees to about 45 to 60, and then back up. That's a sitting on stool mini squat. Alright, base of support widening. So we start with closer feet on this. So feet about 6 inches apart. Knees unlocked. And we open up the feet maybe 6 inches wide on each side, and the arms extend out. So we're thinking contract, feet, arms. So legs and arms are wider than shoulder width. We're spreading ourselves out, contracting that core, and then come back in. Recontract everything. All 4 limbs working together, going out and coming back in. Coming out and coming back in. So that's a spreading. We're staying in the squat position the whole time. Alright, number 8, 3-angle arm position, spinal erecting. So we went from the first 6 is primarily legs. Number 7 is a little bit for balance, and number 8 starts the back exercises. So 3-angle arm position, spinal erecting. So remember this one, the elbows, we want to keep them straight, right? So sit back on everything, sit back on those hips and that core. So we're going to unlock and lean over with the arms low, and then pull our knees and spine straight. Lean over, arms shoulder level, knees unlocked, back and knees straight, overhead, back and knees straight, low, back and knees straight, shoulder level, back and knees straight, overhead, back and knees straight. So we don't want to overreach the shoulders. We don't want to keep the knees bent as we come back up. The extensor mechanism would be your quadriceps would straighten the knee, your glutes would straighten the hip, and your spinal erectors would straighten the spine. So we're getting all those working together. That may be a question on the test too. So you unlock everything, gravity's pulling you over, you squeeze your quads, glutes, and spinal erectors and pull up straight. Shoulder level, same thing. And overhead, same thing. This one's very important to me, so that's like a top 5 most important ones, right? Opposite arm and leg lifts, spinal erecting number 9. So we're going to do forwards, sideways, and backwards, opposite arm and leg. So forwards, all right, so we think 1, 2, drive that spine straight with each rep. 1, 2, and then backwards arm and leg, 1, 2. And that's that one. So again, opposite forward, opposite sideways, opposite backwards, and that's that one. Good. All right, 3-angle marching for abdominals, number 10. So we're thinking mini squat position. We're going knee to chest, knee to opposite shoulder, and knee up and across to a height level. So we're thinking low abdominal contraction, maybe a little bit of a kind of a pelvic roll under, pelvic roll back, pelvic tilt. Tuck the pelvis in a little bit. High straight, high opposite shoulder, high up and across, and that's that one. So practice that a few reps. So straight up to the chest, opposite shoulder, and up and across. All right, so then we go to 11 and 12, which are the 4 direction spinal bending, low arm and high arm positions. So we're thinking unlocked knees. Low arm positions number 11 are elbows straight down, elbows bent to 90 degrees. Forward, back, side, side. Core control forward, backward, left, and right. Elbows bent, same thing. Forward, backward, left, and right. Elbows down, forward, backward, left, and right. Feeling those core muscles contract. Forward, backward, left, and right. Low arm positions. Easier to hold your neutral when the arms are low. When you start raising the arms up, the back wants to start arching. That's why we start low, a little higher. Number 12, the next high arm positions here and here. So again, number 12, 3-angle arm position. Wait a second. No, 4 direction spinal bending, high arm position. Looking at my iPad over there. All right, so we're thinking high arm position, number 12. Rotator cuff position, 90-90 flex position. Forward, backward, left, and right. High arm. Bow, 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 and bow. All right, and that's that 12. Number 13, spinal twist. So spinal twist, we lean backwards a little bit, remember that. I don't like to, unless somebody's really working core and they have no back issues and I've been working on their back strength for a while, I don't want them twisting and bending over like that. So I'm thinking a little bit of a backward bend, hold that big ball, and control the rotation. Don't twist any further than your ability to hold the core contracted. And that's the meaning of that one, right? Upper back erecting, number 14. So we're thinking neutral. I don't know if you can even see this from this angle, that's what I was thinking about. Slump over, pull the upper back straight. Recontract everything, only the upper back moves. Little slump, pull that upper back straight. Feel how the mid back and the upper back extend up straight. Not so much the neck, not so much the low back, but isolate that mid back, slump, and pull up straight. And that's the upper back erecting. All right, then we work from spine to arms. So we're looking at 15 3-angle arm positions, shoulder blade rowing, which is like number 8 3-angle arm position, spinal erecting, but now we do a lot of shoulder blade rowing. All right, so spinal erecting, we were like this, right? Rowing, we're actually going to row the arms. So low position, 1, 2, shoulder level, overhead, shoulder blade, right? So the knees are going to stay unlocked on this one. The difference with this one and the spinal erecting number 8 again is this one we pull whole body straight. Shoulder blade rolling, we're going to keep everything in neutral. We lean a little bit, don't overstretch. Don't overstretch forward on that. 2 and 3, all right? So then we go to shoulder blade pullbacks, number 16. 3 angle arm position, shoulder blade pullback. So you're thinking the plane of the scapula and rotator cuff strengthening is about 30-45 degrees front side, right? So we're thinking we go low angle, shoulder level angle, and overhead again, like most exercises. So neutral, low squeeze, shoulder blades pull back again, shoulder blades pull back again. So the shoulder blades are retracting, maybe depressing a little bit. We're not doing up, we're not shrugging. We don't really want to train shrugging on this regimen. So low, shoulder blades pull back. Shoulder level, shoulder blades pull back. Overhead, shoulder blades pull back. Alright, so that is 16. 17 is the actual plane of the shoulder blade and rotator cuff again. 2 arm, front side angular lifting. Alright?